All right, breaking news into First Take. I have a tweet from our very own Shams Charania. Pops free. Tyrese Haliburton's father, John, will be allowed to attend the Pacers home game in a suite beginning with Tuesday's pivotal Game 4 against the Knicks, sources telling ESPN. John Haliburton missed 8 games following a confrontation with Giannis Antetokounmpo on April 29th. Stephen A. Hallie's dad is freed. Your thoughts?
I'm happy about it. It's something that I came on last week and said should happen. Charles Barkley and the rest of the crew came out on TNT a few days later and said it should happen because, as you are known for saying, Molly, none of us should be defined by our worst mistakes or our worst moments. And certainly you want to have a bit of compassion and empathy and recognize the fact that this man, as egregious as his act was, deserves a second chance. You don't want to sit up there and, I remember Ryan Clark said he shouldn't be allowed in an NBA game again or whatever. I certainly wasn't going that far. He's been gone for 8 games. That's long enough. That's his son, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime, potentially a once-in-a-lifetime run. And him being his dad, who obviously did a wonderful job raising his son Tyrese, should be given that opportunity. It just doesn't need to arrive without us highlighting how egregious he was. What he did in terms of gloating in the face of Giannis Antetokounmpo on the basketball court after Milwaukee was eliminated by the Indiana Pacers more than crossed the line. I think what was more egregious and telling is the fact that his son was forced to get on a podium in the post-game and say, my dad was wrong. It can't be more embarrassing than that for a parent. And so that was bad enough. Then when he's gone, even though he was at a bar with other Indiana Pacers fans and, when Haliburton hit the shot, he did the choke sign, here was his dad doing that. You got some parents, look, it's not about you. It's about them. And let your son have his moment. And if you want to celebrate him without denigrating the competitors that he goes up against that warrants far more respect than you shown Giannis Antetokounmpo. And remember, that wasn't the first. There were people that were calling the league office, I told you this, complaining about John Haliburton. So I hope he's learned his lesson. I'm happy he's going to be let back in the arena. They say he's going to be in a suite as opposed to being in a position to get courtside. And I just hope that he learns his lesson from this. He's obviously a wonderful father who loves his son and live on that and let Tyrese be Tyrese.
No, well said. And sorry to rush you there. I just want to make sure I have time for the guys. But guys, before you jump on him being allowed back into the arena there, I'm just curious. When I see that video, it's still so shocking to me where he's in the face of Giannis Antetokounmpo after defeat. As a player, how would you react to somebody's father coming up to you in that type of situation?
That's a tough one, especially in going home, being put out in the playoffs. That's a tough one. I can see where, the dad, he's happy, he's encouraging his son, but he's kind of taunting Giannis also. And then being on the court, I can say, me, if I'm 25 years old, I might have to rough Big Holly up because at that point in time right there, I'm the maddest that I could possibly be after losing and being sent home. I understand where he's coming from, and I'm happy that they let him back into the gym because obviously he get to watch his son play. Like you said, I say this could be a once in a lifetime thing. You just don't know. But at the time, it was definitely over top. I wouldn't say a little over top, but it was exciting also. Right. So it was one of those type of things where it's like a hit or miss type of thing all the way on the court. That's a little
Giannis showed a lot of composure.
It does. Yeah. You can tell they talked because the last words that Giannis said was, I love you, to Haliburton's dad. Yeah. So at that time, you don't know what was said between those guys. I think maybe Haliburton's dad maybe apologized about what happened because it was just a spirit of a moment thing. Right. But you can tell that those guys got over it because you seen Giannis tell him that he loved him. Yeah, exactly. And to not have him on the court, I just think he just didn't need to be on the court. What he did was, that's obviously talk and go back and forth. But as a man, knowing that they can have that conversation that close, that I think that we don't know what was being said, but I think it was apology somewhere in there. Right, was I didn't mean it. I respect you, right? I respect you because Giannis wouldn't have reacted like that. If it was still disrespect going, then he probably reacted in a different way. allow him to go and sit in the suite. We both fathers, and I know what that would mean to me to be able to watch my son, to be able to, to make history, right, for the Indiana Pacers. So I agree with letting them back in. I think it was a little bit funny, but he just don't need to be on the court. And, it's his son, man. It's the years of social media, so you can see everything that's happening. But I agree with the Pacers about allowing him to come back in.
Yeah, interesting conversation.